It may be surprising to many who tend to neglect history, but St. Joseph was actually the first capital of Trinidad, a Spanish-ruled Trinidad 428 years ago. The irony of this now marginal constituency is that back in 1595, Sir Walter Raleigh, the English explorer, attacked the town as he swept through the region looking for El Dorado, the fabled city of gold. Legend has it, it was a close fight, with Sir Walter Raleigh defeating Spanish Governor Antonio de Berrio. These days, it's not quite the English versus the Spanish to win over St. Joseph. It's the UNC versus the PNM. But the fight is just as close. Everywhere you turn, posters of Lieutenant Colonel Aloy Hunt gearing up for a political battle with incumbent Terence D'Alsing, the two main horses in this 2020 race. But what makes the St. Joseph seat so marginal? Political scientists will tell you the easy answer is, based on ethnic voting, the ratio of Afro-Trinbagonians to Indo-Trinbagonians is almost equal. Here's why, like a pendulum, this keeps seats swinging back and forth over the last 2 decades. In the 2002 general election, the UNC won this seat by 1,200 votes. Fast forward to 5 years later for the 2007 general election, Kenny Swartzing and the PNM won this seat by 3,000 votes. In the 2010 general election, the UNC wrestled control once again with Herbert Volney. In the 2013 by-election, Terence D'Alsing entered electoral politics and won this seat against Ian Allen by 779 votes. 2 years later, in the general elections of 2015, Terence D'Alsing once again won, this time by 1,600 votes. So yes, the spotlight is on this seat for the 2020 general election. But that's about what residents fear the most. That it is around this time is about the only time the spotlight is on them. Today's journey will take us to the main parts of this marginal, from farmers in Aranguez.
I don't think politics and the citizens should be victimized. If you have your issue with the opposition, keep it with the opposition, but try to help your constituents.
To the Bamboo, where floods have ravaged constituents for years.
You can't rush to do things in the last month or 6 weeks. It don't work like that.
To the impoverished parts like Bangladesh.
Jobs, employment. These youths and them need something to do. They have nothing to do.
I'm born and bred in Aranguez, right? Farming has always been my livelihood.
He's been working this field all his life, Bharat Rampersad. His day starts at roughly 7:30 a.m. and could stretch 12 hours. But while technology has made his job better, other factors don't make it easier.
Yes, farmers became essential during the COVID. First time in the history of Trinidad and Tobago that farmers in Trinidad and Tobago become essential. But again, that is only lip service, right? We haven't seen the merits of being essential because the cost of production is still there. There are no the market facilities. Worse than ever.
But cost of production, perennial larceny, a lack of vision by authorities, none of these challenges quite hurt farmers, like flooding. Along with scores of other farmers, Rampersad's fields were completely destroyed in last September's flood. Minister of Agriculture Clarence Rambarat met with farmers in the aftermath.
He actually said that go and submit all your claims. We will do something about it, right? And to date, nothing has happened. So is it that it's just lip service, right? What kind of treatment is there for farmers, not just in Aranguez, but throughout the country? Farmers are treated like mats. We are just walked on.
Millions of dollars in food crops were estimated to have been lost almost a year ago. And farmers like Rampersad weren't only frustrated with the agriculture minister.
After that election, I haven't seen Terence. I haven't seen him, right? And even when we got flooded out, he reached as close as Mount Lambert, right? And didn't step into Aranguez. What are you saying to that? That is total neglect.
Further east, flooding becomes an even bigger problem. Of the 3 settlements, Bamboo number 1 falls under the constituency of St. Joseph. It's a warm afternoon today, But just 1 hour of rainfall could completely change the outlook of this community. Krishdeo Deunath shows us just how high waters were last year. At the start of this rainy season, he placed all of his appliances on the counter, completely condemning his downstairs kitchen.
Well, we decided to prepare for flood again because we go get because we water go raise up.
He's confident because the Caroni River hasn't been dredged, he says. When the waters rise, this boat becomes the community's only source of transport.
The river need dredging. The only promotion and nothing line. Up to now, the river still need dredging. You could walk across the river. They do not yet. And the only cleaning the front that people here could see, and nobody is cleaning the gap.
But Sateshwar Maharaj, who lives across the street, broadened that perspective.
On the northern side of the San Juan River Bridge on the highway here, they have done work on the embankment. On the southern side, where we have Bamboo One and the Arangways and all of these people, no work has been done. So I don't understand. They just safeguarding the highway there. And what about the villages here? When they should have done this embankment because there's a lot of erosion coming around that bend.
So this is more than just the Caroni Bridge.
Yes. Because we are surrounded by three main rivers, the San Juan River, the St. Joseph River, and the Caroni River, so we're in a horseshoe.
Maharaj runs an auto parts business, one of several in the area. He's invested in these mini dikes to protect his property. It's yet to be tested, but like his neighbor raising his appliances off the ground, these men are done depending on anyone else but themselves.
5 years in here and they do nothing like this. What's going on the side here? Come walk on with your camera, walk.
Perhaps the most complicated part of the constituency, though, is a community called Bangladesh. Gary Lewis greeted us on the street, agreed to take us around. He tells us candidates here usually try to bribe voters, but this time around, that won't work.
On both sides, people have a way that they try to bribe you. First thing first. And this here we call it ghetto. This is the hood. People have a way that they bribe you. Now nobody here don't want no money, right? Because money pelting. Nobody don't want a part of that. See, we get a lot of assistance concerning development in the community. That is a serious thing. That is a big move. And the only man ever do this so we here is Mr. Carlos Johnny. And if he come back today and he go ILP or he go CLP and he fit himself in the middle, what is my name is Mr. Hunt and Mr. Dial Singh, he beaten the both of them put together.
Leonard Alvarez has been living in Bangladesh for 18 years. He's noticed a trend for the 4 general elections he's witnessed.
For the past 3 months to now, if you see the change in this village, when you come in the back, you don't call your Bangladesh again, you come into Val, say north. This is how you get now. People, it have all the floods, it have people can call for flood again. It rectify in 2 months' time. All the flood people get rectified in 2 months' time, record-breaking flat.
But in these impoverished parts, he says young people suffer the most. What does Bangladesh need most in the next 5 years?
Jobs, employment. These youths and them need something to do. They have nothing to do. You see the condition of the place, you see all the schools and all they have nothing to do. Where else they go turn to? They have this place marked down as a job den. It have nothing for the youths to do.
It is undecided voters like these that could tip the balance of St. Joseph. But there are fears that this constituency is becoming less and less of a marginal. Among the factors fueling the theory that St. Joseph is becoming less and less of a marginal seat is the rise of housing schemes across the constituency. This, coupled with the boundary changes of 2006, have political scientists wondering if St. Joseph is slanting. But a major factor not to be neglected in the fight for St. Joseph is the undoubted rise in popularity of its MP and Minister of Health, Terence Dial Singh. Alvarez wonders out loud how a change in government will alter the country's fight.
That is all I'm concerned about. This COVID-19. Nothing else, because it was promised everything else. When you see this pandemic that this world going through right now, and we have election in the middle of it, we wondering if when the battle pass, who will be the minister in charge to keep this COVID as it is? That is the question Trinidad and Tobago should be asking.
As it is with most marginals, with a wide range of issues facing St. Joseph, it's difficult to tell where the battle will be won or lost.